Zoom Video Communications reported their third quarter 2023 earnings on November 20th. Revenue and earnings were better than expected, coming in at $1.14 billion, up 3%, and an impressive gross margin of 76.2%. Yuan, the CEO, attributed the results to client retention, which positive customer metrics do point to that explanation, but you also see that lower headcounts boosted operating income. Operating income was $169 million, up 154% year over year, or about 15% of revenue. Operating expenses were clearly lower, less staff. Pre-tax income was also higher, boosting it to $186 million, or 16.4% of revenue. Net income was up 192% from the third quarter 2022 to $141 million, or better than 12% of revenue. Shares ended trading basically flat at 65.94. Zoom currently has a market cap of $20 billion. The company reported that enterprise customers grew by 2% to 219,700, and that customers paying $100,000 or more also grew by 13.5% to 3,731. Shares outstanding grew by 8.4 million, or 2.8%, which will negatively impact per share ratios. Earnings per share was 45 cents, up 184%. Sales per share was largely unchanged at $3.70. Cash per share was $4.81, up 33%, and book value improved to 23.9, up 16%. And the annualized PE is 36.2 compared to the S&P at 25.07. PE growth rate stands at 0.2. Zoom has no debt, so the leverage ratios aren't relevant. Liquidity ratios are good. The current ratio at 4.3, the quick ratio at 4, and the cash ratio at 0.85. The firm has an equity multiplier of 1.26, with return on assets of 6% and return on equity of 7.6%. Not very impressive. Zoom's free cash flow finished the quarter at a formidable $1.5 billion, up 35%. Zoom doesn't pay a dividend. The company has an enterprise value of $19 billion, where annualized revenue is 4.2 times, and free cash flow has a multiple of 12.7 times. Market capitalization to income is 36 times multiple. Guidance, Q4 2024, revenue is expected to be between $1.125 billion and $1.13. Non-GAAP income from operations is expected to be $409 million and $414 million. Diluted EPS is expected to be between $1.13 and $1.15. Full year 2024 revenue is expected to be between $4.5 billion and $4.51 billion. Non-GAAP income from operations is expected to be $1.7 billion to $1.745 billion. Non-GAAP diluted EPS is expected to be between $4.93 and $4.95. Well, the key takeaways: Zoom has great gross margins, no debt, excellent liquidity, and strong free cash flows. But the return on equity and assets are low. Zoom pays no dividend and has a high PE ratio.